my super portable setup, and I can't turn the portrait mode. It will be useful.
There we
Come
go.
on, Zoom. Thank you. Thank you, Zoom.
So you're on your phone?
Yep.
I've had a few
And
students that
I
take my
can't
lessons from their phone.
I can't see myself, so
I mean, you can
uh,
see me, right? And you can hear me fine?
yeah, it's okay. I think that better done than perfect. So let's try to.
What about the screen? Can you see it fine?
Can I see what?
The screen. Can you see the screen? Okay.
Yes, of course.
Cool. All right. Well, I guess we can continue this way. Are you not at home right now, or are you on vacation somewhere else?
I am at my mom's home, but I went here completely by bicycle.
Oh yeah, I remember you told me you were going to do that.
Yeah, 500 kilometers. I
How
did
how
it 4 days.
nice. Nice. Congratulations. How many days was that? How long did it take?
4 days.
Took
I
you 4 days?
started on Sunday morning.
Uh-huh. That's pretty nice, I guess. Did you ride next to the
Uh,
street, like the road?
um, I built my road with Komoot. Maybe you know this app, and uh, it tried to build the better possible road
Okay.
for bicycle
So it gives you like
because
the best route?
because you don't feel comfortable to go on the big roads with a lot of cars, and you will feel better with flat road, not up hills. So the road was interesting because uh, on commute, the most road should be asphalted.
Mm-hmm.
But in fact, some of them was completely, I don't find out the right word, completely old, and sometimes it was nice, beautiful, but but very hard road inside the forest
Mm-hmm.
with a lot of uh, forgot the word,
Like holes in the road or obstacles?
silicone made from. You can find a lot of this scene near the riverside or the seaside, you know.
Um, like seaweed? Seaweed or I don't know what you're talking about. Is it on the beach? You said seaside,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Seaweed,
This
maybe.
white or yellow, I forgot the word in English and can't quickly translate
Sea
because I'm from
foam?
the phone. Okay,
Is it
forgot
foam?
about it.
Yeah.
Uh, Sometimes I found the villages without shops.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
found the villages without asphalted road at all.
Uh-huh.
I found some villages after a huge rain the day behind.
Yeah.
So I saw a lot of fallen trees, a lot of dust on the roads. So I like that I was on bicycle because I can easily uh, uh, stay on foot, uh, go somewhere, or take up my bike and move
Pick up.
it by foot. Yes, because some roads I can't. I can go even on motorcycle. By car, it isn't possible on my car.
Interesting. Yeah, well, I mean, I was thinking of another person that I know that did the same thing, except they went next to the road mostly. So it wasn't that nice, but he covered a lot more distance, like a lot. And he stayed for actually longer periods of time.
Yep, the main road was on across the villages. It was normal roads without highways. So, but less part of my journey was so colorful, you know, when the
Colorful.
road ended.
Oh,
And
yeah. I mean, did your bicycle have the capability of going on off-road roads?
completely nope, because okay, I have 3 bicycles. The first one is very hard by weight.
Mm-hmm.
The second is gravel bike for these roads, but it's very it has very hard frame, you know,
Heavy,
so
maybe?
you feel heavy, you feel uncomfortable on a bad road.
Okay.
And my third bike uh, is for ride on highways. It had very thin tires.
Mm-hmm.
I changed it to more flat, and but because the bicycle is for highways, the bigger tire give me some problems, because if I have some dust on my wheels, I think you know what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, if the bike was not made for bigger tires, then you're gonna have all sorts of issues.
Yep, I imagined,
Imagined.
yeah, I imagined some universal kind of tire. If you want, it can be very thin. If you need, it can be more flat and more
Mm-hmm.
comfortable for when the road becomes worse.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe in the future they might invent something that is automatic, like changes like that. That would be really interesting. I did actually see something online of like some super special tires, but they were made of like metal, or another one made of cylinders, really thin cylinders. It was actually really interesting. But those were for cars, not for bikes. So I don't know. Anyway, so the topic for today I chose is content creation. Are you familiar with this term?
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I'm sure you're familiar with it. But for this one, there's a bonus activity where I I can record the lesson and then upload it online. But I just want to see if you're okay with that before I do that. Are you okay with that?
With what? Okay.
Well, recording the lesson like from here until the end
Oh, yeah,
and then
yeah, yeah,
uploading
yeah.
it
It's
online.
good. It's good.
Great. So yeah, that's the bonus activity, part of content creation. Let's go ahead and start with this reading.
Different people like to consume information in different ways. If you are creating amazing content that's going to help lots of people, then you should be shouting it from
shouting.
from the rooftops. So don't be afraid of promoting your content.
Great. Good job on that. Next, we have some terms.
Shouting from the rooftops. Expression. To share some news or information publicly and with as many people as possible. Consume. Verb. Eat, drink, ingest, or use. Ingest or use up. Contribute. Verb. Give something in order to help achieve or provide something. Components. A part or element of a larger whole, especially a part whole, especially a part.
You pronounce the H. Of a larger whole.
A larger whole.
Yeah.
A larger whole, especially a part of a machine or vehicle.
Good. Any questions so far?
Nope.
All right. Go ahead and read that first one here.
Who is your favorite content creator? Interesting question. It's new for me.
You've never thought about this before?
Okay. I can answer about persons who build content for pleasure, for my pleasure, for viewers' pleasure. They are all YouTubers. They made materials in Ukrainian. So the first one name is Artem Alvo. He make a great video with scientific themes. They read a lot, you don't understand, a lot of information from different topics. He public these materials in description, so every piece of information you can recheck.
And he summarizes that information or explains it in a different way?
Repeat, please.
Does he summarize the information or does he explain it differently?
He makes some popular scientific content, maybe some fun tops or things that you do in not the right way, so on. But with very forgot. The second one is I think let's stop here.
I mean, if you're into YouTube, have you heard of a vlogger called, his name is Casey Neistat?
I heard it, but
he's like, he was one of the biggest vloggers on YouTube or whatever.
Yeah, I saw some episodes. It's interesting because I read info about him because he's very popular.
Yeah.
He was a very popular some time ago, and I remember my 2018 when I read somewhere the formula that if you want to make a famous blog on YouTube, you have to be different in some way.
Yeah.
So maybe you should buy your own electric longboard.
I didn't buy it to be different, okay? If you're wondering, I bought it because it's practical and fun. Okay?
Okay.
I I have lots of experience riding a longboard before electric longboards were even a thing, okay? So I was way ahead of the curve. I was so ahead of the curve that there were no batteries on those longboards. Now there's batteries and ridiculously strong motors. Anyway, so let's go ahead and talk about the second question here. Why do you consume their content?
Why do I consume? I forgot the meaning of the word consume. Could
Consume
you explain it for me?
is to do what I just did with this water.
Okay. Why I consume? Okay. I consume his content because it's interesting and it's for me, and I feel like I can recheck every single word in this content, so it look like the truth.
So it looks legit.
Yeah, especially if it's the content about very important for us, very important themes like coronavirus, when you can find a lot of fake online.
Yeah. Do you think it's your main source of current news?
Uh, I think yes, because when we had I forgot the year. Okay, when we had a revolution here,
Mm-hmm.
I have some kind of information intoxication. That's why I completely stopped to read any news except of technical.
Yeah. But how did you find this one? And how do you know that it's reliable?
Uh, YouTube recommendations.
The algorithm, huh?
Yep.
Nice. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to another reading.
By the way, I will do it in 1 minute.
Okay.
By the way, we have a content platform at Headway called Headway Media. We did it from the ground up. I was responsible for making the platform built upon WordPress for developing and so on. And I can a, a chance to see how some kind of media building right now. So it's interesting.
Yeah, does it give you like a new perspective on the media?
I think a little bit yes, because I understood that the most important thing for every media is time
Time.
and users' time on site or on platform, and the count of its users, because the more users you have, the more money you have.
Mm-hmm.
So some media can make some fake news and so on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, a lot of YouTube's, like if you're a YouTuber, a lot of your success is based on the amount of time that a user watches your video. So the longer they watch your video, the more they like YouTube considers that video to be better, you know? Anyway, let's go ahead and do this reading here.
Content creation is the contribution of information to any media, and most especially to digital media. Typical forms of content creation include maintaining and updating websites, blogging, article writing, photography, videography, online commentary, the maintenance of social media accounts, and editing distribution of digital media.
Nice. Have you ever done any of that stuff?
Our personally me, not,
None of
but
them?
our team, uh, does all of
Okay.
that things. We have, I think, a team of 20 writers, some person to manage social media, uh, some people to make content plans and so on.
Wow. How big is the team of people who do this stuff?
I'm counting.
Let me guess, 15, 20?
I think the 5 people inside the team, like marketing specialist, analyst, head of content, developer, and I forgot someone. Okay, and near 20 content writers.
Mm, wow. That's a lot of people. That's a lot. Like a lot. Holy crap. You guys must publish a lot of content. All right, let's go ahead and do this fill in the blanks.
Find out what questions or problems
Your,
your audience
yeah,
has, and answer them in an informative, easy to consume way.
good.
Understand your target audience well and invest time in research. Once you know what
Good.
kind of questions your audience has, then it's just a case of developing a system that works for you.
Great. Any questions so far?
Nope.
Okie dokie then. Let's do reading.
Regardless whether you decide to create online video courses, conduct live lessons, organize a webinar, or operate a blog, content is essential. You should focus on it and pay significant attention to it. As it is said, content is king. It is content that drives people, grabs their interest, and helps them make decisions.
Very good. Do you agree with that? Oh no, your camera's broken. Oh, it's fixed.
Excuse me.
No worries. I was asking you if you agree with that last passage. Do you think content is king?
In general, I agree,
Mm-hmm.
but you can do your media without quality content. It's fact.
Okay. So quality is not really that important as long as you do something.
It forgot the word.
Try describing.
It's all about your goals.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If you want to build something long term, of course, content is a king.
Mm-hmm. And if you don't want to do it long term?
Then something else.
Okay. Let's go ahead and move on to these terms here.
Position, verb. Put or arrange someone or something in a particular place or way.
Yep.
Sporadic, occurring at irregular intervals or only in a few places, scattered or isolated.
Mm-hmm. This next one is pronounced coherent.
I can't understand the meaning of the word sporadic.
Sporadic. So something that happens randomly, unpredictable
Okay.
in timing.
Coherent, logical and consistent. Prominent, important, famous. Following, a body of supporters or admirers.
Good. Okay, let's talk about these questions now.
What type of content did you like to create? I don't like to make a content
At all?
because it's very hard for me.
Interesting. Why is it hard for you?
I think I'm scared of the reactions of other people. That's why I turn on my perfectionism and try to make the content better and better and better,
Mm-hmm.
and spend a lot of energy for any piece of content.
I see what you mean. That's why you just kind of have to put it out there, even when it's not completely ready. You know, you just kind of just go with the flow. You know, you're gonna make mistakes. It's fine. But if you were to put some content out there, what kind of content would you put? What would you make?
Nowadays, I make some webinars for students in Kyiv-Mohyla University. Maybe you know. I did 3 webinars this year, and then in a few weeks I have to make an offline lecture for students, students of cooperated course with Kyiv-Mohyla University and our company Genesis. It's course for developers to quickly improve their skills, and I have to make a lecture, and then in October I have to make the full-size course in Kyiv-Mohyla University, and I have to prepare.
Wow.
And I'm scared about it.
That's
So
probably going to take a lot of time. Have you done this before?
Nope.
Yep. That's going to be fun. Okay. Let's go ahead and move on to this next reading here.
One of the key components of content creation is being able to understand your target audience, understand the problems that they have and the questions they are asking. From there, you can set about creating content that's going to start to build a relationship with your visitors. By giving people helpful information, you positioned yourself as an expert. Please stop here. I have to spend some time to understand what I read.
Okay, take your time.
Let's move forward.
Okie dokie then. Let's go ahead and go to these questions.
How have content creators influenced your life? Sometimes I think that all my life influenced by content creators.
Interesting.
I started to ride bicycle again because of content creators.
Really?
I bought the bags, you know, this theme with bike packing because of content creators. I bought my new Mac because of content creators and their blah blah. It's cool, super cool thing. You should have it.
Okay.
I bought even these headphones because one content creator showed it to me. And I was interested, and I go to the shop and listen the different headphones for the few hours, and then I made my choice.
Nice. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's how I researched when I bought like headphones. That's how I did my research too. But I searched for multiple people that talked about it, not just one, you know? And a lot of people, you know, I feel like a lot of people who bought an electric longboard, specifically boosted boards, were influenced by Casey Neistat because he had one. If you know what I mean. So I think there's a bunch of people out there that realize that longboarding is actually not for them. But they were influenced, you know, to buy one. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the second question here.
What have you done to support your favorite content creators? Okay, I was subscribed for more than a year and pay some tips every month. to my favorite content creators.
Nice.
And then I changed my card, my credit card number, and I find out how much money I spent to different subscriptions, and I stopped them all.
Wow. Yep. Yeah, those subscriptions can add up really quickly, right? But have you heard of a website called Patreon?
Yep.
Yeah, that's probably where you supported them, right?
Some of them, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Some have direct PayPal subscriptions. Some of them use different platforms.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty interesting to see someone that actually supported their favorite content creators, because many people don't. I mean, even me, I was only a patron for like two people or something like that, and it was for a short period of time. Anyway, let's go ahead and do this reading here.
As its heart,
At
content
its heart.
creation, at its heart, content creation is about answering questions, solving problems, and entertaining. Content creation is about more than just putting out sporadic, random pieces of content. It's about forming a coherent plan to continually publish high-quality pieces relevant to your audience, in particular, your perfect customer.
Perfect. All right, let's do some matching. You can say just the letter instead of the whole definition if you want.
Thank you. Components is C.
Yep.
Position is E.
Good.
Shooting from the rooftops.
Shouting.
Shouting. Shooting from the
Yep. Nice.
Shouting from the rooftops. I've D.
Yeah. Good.
Consume is A.
Yep.
Contribute is B.
Good.
And sporadic is F.
Great. Let's move on. So here's a few more terms.
Tweak, verb twist or pull something sharply. Novelty, noun. The quality of being new, original, or unusual. Collaborate, verb. Work jointly, copy paste. Work jointly on an activity or project. Okay. Elicit, verb. Evoke or draw out a reaction, answer, or fact from someone.
Good.
evoke, or draw out. Can you give me an example?
So let me think of a sentence. So he was very upset because the car almost hit him, and it elicited a very strong emotional response from the person.
I think I understand what you mean. Thank you. Nature, verb.
Nurture.
No, nurture.
Yeah.
Nurture. Care for and protect someone or something.
Good. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to I'm gonna get some good questions here. This is a good one here. Go ahead and read this first slide. First question.
What influential people became prominent due to their content creation?
So who became popular because of their content creation?
A lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Because content is very general word, so it's hard for me to pick someone, because I can tell something about musicians, writers, politics, humorists, and so on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, those are all really good examples. I mean, if you can name some specific examples, like for example, Joe Rogan, I think, became popular because of his podcast. Or there's a YouTuber I follow. His name is Marquez Brownlee, and he became popular because of the videos he made on YouTube. So the thing is, though, a lot of these content creators, a lot of these people that became popular, they also do other stuff. They don't
Yeah,
usually
you're
just make
right.
content.
I would like to read a book about Joe Rogan and his unique interviewing technique.
Yeah, you know what I'm interested in? I want to see what he does before the interview. How does he prepare his guests? Like when they come to his studio, how does he greet them? What does he offer them? How does he make them feel comfortable? Because that's a big aspect of a podcast. And I think a lot of people underestimate that. I don't know if you noticed in the podcast, every single time in like right when it starts, his guests have something to drink, or they feel comfortable usually, or something to smoke if that's what they do. So yeah. Let's talk about the second question here now.
How does content creation help you develop and grow as a person? Interesting question.
Have you ever thought about this before?
Yep, but I can tell you, when I started to prepare webinars, write some articles, I started to receive a lot of messages from colleagues from my company and from other companies, and it was hard for me to tell them no, or to tell them please wait a little bit. I have some work to do. Then I can turn back and respond.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand that it can help me as a specialist to understand the scenes right. It help to build my personal brand. It maybe help me a little bit to hire some right people, to build my own team, and it's very important. I'm working about I'm working on building the comfortable way to communicate with other people,
Mm-hmm.
because usually I prefer to stay quiet, and when I have something to say, it's hard for other people to to I can describe it correctly. Okay, it's hard for me to uh, structure my thoughts in understandable, easy way
Mm-hmm.
to uh, move to achieve my goals.
Yeah. You know, I think when you said that, I think an interesting challenge for you would be to record something like talk to a camera. Have you ever talked to a camera?
Have I talked to a
Yeah, like
camera?
have you
No,
ever recorded a
you know,
story or
not.
something of yourself talking to a camera?
I tried to record some kind of podcast, but not tried to speak on camera.
I mean, it's kind of like what you're doing now, except without me on the other side. Just imagine the internet on the other side, you know? It's weird when you think about it because that little itty bitty camera that you're using to record yourself with, that your phone has, the whole internet can see you on the other side, you know? Isn't it weird to think about that? So if you think about that when you're recording yourself talking about something, it really helps you overcome certain obstacles. And there's a technique that one of my colleagues suggested for my students, where he suggested that these people record themselves talking about something on Instagram stories, because on Instagram stories they disappear after some time, you know. And if you talk to your camera and then publish it online for everyone to see, it challenges you in a unique way, and it challenges you to formulate your thoughts in a very specific way. So if you've never done that before, you should try it.
Sounds interesting. Thank you, Johnny.
What would you
Great,
talk about?
fresh idea.
What would you talk about if you have to record like yourself and post it on your Instagram stories or Facebook stories?
I like the idea to make some records and post it somewhere.
What do you mean records?
No, to talk on camera.
Oh, like recordings?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
No, with video, of course.
Yeah. So just videos.
I think the main uh, I'm trying to find the right words. I see the two main goals here. The first one is the skill to build a skill to uh, structure words or sentences in short form,
Yeah,
easily to understand.
that's
The
actually, I think, more of a
second
challenge. It's much more challenging to be concise, I think. And the second
and the
challenge?
second goal is to find out how can uh, I look from the other side, how people can look and feel me.
Mm. Yeah, it's a whole different experience when you're just consuming the content compared to actually making it. So, do you think the people who consume your content, do you think they feel the same emotions that you do when you create the content?
Of course not.
Let's talk about that actually. This first question here. Can you read it for me?
What sort of emotion reactions does your content elicit?
Yeah. So, how do people react when they consume your content?
Usually they have some questions and they wanted to ask it to me.
Okay.
Even if these questions are not from such topic.
Mm-hmm. So they just want to talk to you?
Maybe, who knows? But my main reason is to inspire others to try to find something new, to learn something new, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I think we as humans always seek that sort of thing, which is natural. But I think content creation is unique in that sense because you can you can kind of get that fill. You can find new things to make content about. It's related to another question here. How do you maintain a sense of novelty in your content creation process? So when you create content, how do you make unique new things consistently?
Hmm.
I mean, if you think about someone like Casey Neistat, he consistently had interesting videos because he consistently did interesting things. Every single day, he did something cool. He did something interesting, you know? I think that's the reason he was able to be so successful because he was living in New York City and lots of things were happening very quickly. That's how I realized the value of a big city. I was like, well, there'll be no way I can do that many things in this short period of time in the suburbs. It's just not possible.
Hmm.
So how would you answer this question?
I'm trying uh, to tell or to write or to show not the content, but the interesting story from the real life,
Okay.
and to make it uh, more interesting, I try to uh, use well-known patterns for build good story.
Interesting. I'm really curious about what kind of patterns you're referring to, but I'm sure that's like a pretty lengthy talk in itself. It's probably related to our behavior as humans. Yep. Let's go ahead and talk about, we talked about the second question here. Let's talk about the second question here. What value does content creation bring to your life? This will be the last question for today.
What value does content creation bring to my life? I met a lot of interesting people and other content creators who have a very interesting experience and I started to ask myself another questions and to I started to change my life because I have to change something to free some time for content creation.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know how can I do it, and I started to find a way.
So you put time aside to figure out what kind of content you want to make?
Nope, because I finished one interesting course called How to Write an Article for Developers. And I generated more than 20 themes for possible next articles. So the theme is not a problem.
Okay.
The problem is to find the appropriate time and appropriate possibility to publish this content, to build and then to publish.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of things to do in my general life. They have no time to just to sit and and build content.
Yeah.
And then I understand that I publish my articles on the wrong resource
Mm-hmm.
because it was brand new and they didn't spend a lot of resources to marketing. So my unique content are published on non very well known resource.
Okay, I see what you mean. But I found it really interesting that what you were when you were talking about the finding time to make it, because you definitely need to have a very specific type of lifestyle to be able to make content. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have to be able to have enough time to make content, which means you have to schedule time in your calendar to go somewhere cool and record something and then edit that and then post it. So it takes a lot of time. And well, if you're busy doing other stuff, in a sense, it makes content creation kind of exclusive. And only people that have the willingness and the capability of putting time aside to making it, are actually doing it. Because if you don't have free time, you're not going to make it. which I think is interesting because when you interact with people who are content creators, you know that they're going to be a certain type of person. Anyway, let's skip down to the end here and talk about feedback. What did you think about this topic?
I like this topic because it inspired me to just stand up and go to make content.
Have you seen the video? What's that actor's name? Shia LaBeouf, maybe? And he's in front of a green screen and he's just like, just do it! Just do it! Have you seen it?
No,
This. It's 1 minute long, but you should watch it on your own because it's really obnoxious. Anyway, just watch that guy and then you can motivate yourself to make content.
thank you.
Okay, what about one thing you learned in today's lesson? Just give me one thing.
Okay. I think I find the good way to prepare to my webinars or to my course because I can record some speech on the camera, on the video, and watch it and correct some mistakes, and then try again and improve myself that
Yeah,
way.
just keep in mind that if you do that, it will take probably more time because if you make mistakes, you have to record it again, and then you have to edit everything. And editing, if you've never done it before, takes a lot of time. So, yeah. Great. Sasha, thank you for having this lesson with me and letting me record it as well. That's pretty much it for our lesson. And I'm going to edit out the beginning until we actually started the lesson. And then I'll send you the video on YouTube and then you can watch it. There's already 2 other videos of me giving this topic to other people. And it might be interesting to just take a look at those other videos and kind of compare yourself to how they answered the questions and how they kind of responded to me. Because it's interesting to see how people at different levels of proficiency respond and react to this lesson. And because the lesson is pretty consistent, you're going to have something to compare to. But of course, those videos are super long. They're like 1 hour long. Anyway, when you have time,
Thank you very much.
great. All right, Sasha. Well, I'll see you in our next lesson, as you know how to schedule it. So hope you have a great weekend and hopefully see you next week.
Yeah, thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.